No, what I'm saying is that one must take a look at the mindset of people that do bizarre, sometimes brutal actions, and if in fact a person has been diagnosed before as having a bipolar disorder, not on his medication at the time this occurred, that this could have a factor on his mindset at the time this happened. I'm not using it as an excuse. It is a fact. And every psychiatrist will tell you that the mental component is very important in making a determination of what actually occurred here.
Okay.
This is not figuratively a black and white issue.
Yeah, but your client was a functioning member of society, had the wherewithal
Correct.
to plan this, to pick out a victim, an elderly man who could not defend himself, and then now, since he has been caught doing it, it appears to most people that using bipolar disorder as a defense is an excuse for racist behavior.
Well, I think that bipolar disorder is a mitigation, if you will, and can be viewed as such. I don't think that there's an insanity defense in the works in this particular case, and certainly I think that the federal definition of insanity precludes using that particular type of defense in this case. It
seems for me that the criminal complaint that it was premeditated. And here's how that reads. It says, and on the video it's described by the officer, off-duty investigator Barrett, here's what he says. He says, the plan is to see if I were to hit a black person, would this be nationally televised? In another video, Barrett states that he is trying to work up the courage to play the knockout game. And he can be heard in the video saying that he has found the perfect African-American suspect, but then appears to change his mind. It seems like he planned this out, every single detail. He could have gone and stolen a car. He could have gone and shoplifted. He could have gone and done a number of things. But he planned this out in a manner that used race as the focus. And you don't see that as a federal hate crime?
Well, what happens is that, first of all, people that are mentally ill make rational decisions all the time, premeditate matters all the time. Secondly, this individual did something very bizarre. After the action, he brags about it. He shows the video around to individuals saying that, hey, look, what I've done, I have hit a knockout. Not being aware of how severely injured the individual was that he hit. And again, that all has to be proven. I'm sure you understand that. But I'm saying that you've got to take into consideration. The Supreme Courts have said, whether it's a hate crime or not a hate crime, that you take into consideration the mental, all in mitigation, the mental aspects of the individual that did the action in question. And that's all we're saying here.
I have to be quite honest with you. I don't really understand what your defense is. I really don't.
Well, I hope, certainly hope you're not on my jury.
I hope, because, listen, people like me who are not experts in the law will be on the jury. And if I work in television and I've done a number of cases that have involved hate crimes, that have involved insanity, if I'm not understanding, why do you think a jury is going to understand?
Well, my question is, what is there not to understand when I tell you that mitigation includes evidence of the mindset of the individual that performs the act? The Supreme Court has said so. We know this person has been diagnosed as being bipolar. That is not an insanity defense in this particular case. I do know of cases where bipolar can develop into a person being psychotic, and that would and could qualify as an insanity defense. That's not the issue here, as far as I know. Now, I've not talked to his doctors. I've not had a chance to talk to his doctors. I've had this case since 7:30 yesterday morning. I haven't seen a medical record, but I am told by credible individuals that he is and has been diagnosed as being bipolar, as well as being a alcohol addict. And those are matters that are taken into mitigation.